Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Ramon. How are you today? Hey guys, so I feel like at this point I've been doing this for a minute. You guys kind of get a gist of what I'm about and where I'm from, but I really wanted to do a little bit more of a get to know and understand me as a person video. So today we're going to be doing the Latinx tag. It's going to be a full Fenty look, kind of really encompassing my everyday. Just so you know, I'm Latina. We're going to the beach, vamos para la playa, really bronzy, glowy look. So it's going to be a Fenty Friday as well. For everyone who's just like new to my channel, thanks to the Hiram shout out. Thanks Hiram. This video is also just so you can get to know me and understand who I am as well. So welcome to the channel and thanks for subscribing. And for anyone else who's watching, be sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. A lot of what I do on my channel is really like skincare, sunscreen, ingredient formulation, content based around skincare and cosmetics, but I also am obsessed with Rihanna and Fenty Beauty. So I do a lot of Fenty Friday related content. If there's anything you want to see specifically for Fenty Friday, I'm starting to run out of ideas. So leave that down below in the description, whatever you feel like you'd like to see for Fenty Fridays. And yeah, let's get into the video. So for anyone watching, my name is Ramon. I'm 25 years old. I currently live in Chicago. Also, mind my skin. I'm in the middle of a sunscreen wear test right now, so I'm a little flashbacky. The first question of the Latinx tag is, what's your nationality? Technically, I'm American. I was born in Colorado, but I'm Puerto Rican. Soy Boricua. Both my parents are from Puerto Rico. My mom's from Brooklyn, which is basically Puerto Rico too. They met in Puerto Rico and I spent a lot of my childhood there. That being said, I spent most of my youth, like 10 years of my youth, in Kissimmee, Florida, which is basically the US capital of Puerto Rico. I've been very, very attuned to my Puerto Rican culture, my Puerto Rican background. And my dad made a point to make sure I was always on the island at least once a year to be able to connect closely with my family and the culture as well. And then the next question is, do you speak Spanish? Sí, yo hablo español. Ese fue el primer idioma que yo hablé en la casa cuando yo era joven, pero después cuando yo comencé en la escuela, como yo estaba en un base militar, la escuela fue en inglés. Cuando me mudé a Kissimmee, mi familia hablaba español también en la casa, pero yo pude hablar en inglés. Eso fue que me hablaban en español, yo contestaba en inglés. Y obviamente yo tengo un acento bien pesado porque soy puertorriqueño, pero como yo pasé mucho tiempo en Seattle, alrededor de muchos mexicanos, mi novio también es mexicano, yo a veces puedo cambiar el acento para que la gente que no son boricuas pueda entender. Pero para mí es bien importante tener esa conexión. Yo estoy bien orgulloso de poder hablar español. What's your favorite food? Anything my mom cooks for me? No, my favorite, I have a lot of favorite foods and a lot of it's just like a comfort situation. I think of like all the like times my mom would cook me things and then my grandmas. I'm really, really close to both my grandmas on my dad and my mom's side. They played a big part in my childhood, obviously. It's kind of a Latino thing. I think of like arroz con gandules, one of my all-time favorite things. Pollo guisado is my all-time favorite dish. Anytime I go back to visit my mom in Florida, it's always like the one thing I'm like, Mom, I need you to make this for me. And like, granted, I do make it at home and I've introduced my boyfriend to a lot of Puerto Rican food, the same way he's introduced me to a lot of Mexican food. He loves to cook. He's taken on learning a lot of the recipes too. Carne guisada, tostones, plátano maduro, empanadilla, relleno de papa, alcapurria. There's even some random stuff that I just like think like, oh, like that's a little bit weird, but like how we put hot dogs and everything, that's like spaghetti. I also remember like in my childhood, we'd put like the mini chicken wings in spaghetti. I think it's called pastelón, where it's basically like lasagna, but with like plátanos instead of like pasta. So it's like the ground meat and then plátano. So when was the last time you visited? Last time I visited, it's actually been a while. Mind you, like again, every year from my childhood, at least once, I was sent to spend the full summer with my grandma down in Puerto Rico and spend time with my entire family down there. But last time I was there, I think it was like 2021, and it was because my grandpa died. Rest in peace. And I think it's important as an adult to like maintain that connection to the family because I love that family so much and the culture and, you know, keeping those memories alive. But when I have kids, they are for sure getting shipped off to Puerto Rico. What's your favorite place to visit? So I didn't mention this, but my family specifically is from Ponce in the south of the island. Nothing makes me happier than being in Ponce. I have such fun memories of being like in the neighborhood my grandma lives in her house. Next to her house is this big baseball park I used to spend a lot of time in as a kid. You wouldn't think of it now looking at me, but I used to play baseball in that field. But then it's like everyone's house was always so close by. So my aunt's house would be just like a 5-minute walk across the park. My great grandma's house was literally a few houses away. So Ponce is one of my favorite places, especially downtown Ponce. And then on top of that, Viejo San Juan is one of my all-time favorite places in the world. Just like so much of the aesthetic of old Spanish architecture and the way the city's laid out. Like Viejo San Juan is one of my all-time favorite like happy places in the world. El Morro and everything. And then the favorite aspects of your culture. For me, it's like that pride Puerto Ricans have. Like, yo soy boricua pa que tú lo sepa. Ponce pride, or like Ponce es Ponce y lo demás es parking. Like, but like if you run into someone who's also Puerto Rican, you don't know each other. You have probably like very different like backgrounds and beliefs and all that stuff, but you're both Puerto Rican, so you're like best friends. I distinctly remember I was walking in the pier in Seattle back when I lived there, and I was talking to my friend, and I was like, oh, like arroz con andule, habichuela guisada, and some guy who was walking like 5 feet in front of us turns around, he's like, oye, boricua. And it's like those kind of interactions, you know, it always makes you happy. People hear like my boyfriend was dating a Puerto Rican boy, and they're like, oh, you better watch out. Those Puerto Ricans are fiery. We come with like warnings. We are just very like exuberant, charismatic, colorful people. We're fiery. Being a Leo also helps a lot. And I'm just taking a little bit of the bronzier, sparklier shades from the Fenty Rock & Spice palette on my lid and around my eye, paired with the bronzer and stuff I was using already. How has your culture affected your personal identity? You know, fiery, proud, exuberant, charismatic, talented, humble. My mother and my dad were very different people, but they embodied really important things to the culture for me, you know? My dad's big thing was working hard, leaving the island, doing his own thing in the States to kind of make something of himself, do something for his family, and really pay back a lot of things to his family, I think. And my dad really instilled into me like a really hard work ethic, a really hard sense of self in terms of like, do what you do, represent yourself to the fullest. Don't be ashamed of what you do or who you are. Just make sure at the end of the day, what you're doing is making yourself successful while also, you know, being smart. And then my mom was always very much like everyone else, do what you're gonna do, just make sure these are good choices that you're making. My parents were like, as long as you're not in jail, we're proud of you. But my parents have always been like, no matter what, we're always proud of you. No matter what you choose to do, we're always going to support you. Just don't make wrong choices. But my mom was very much about being like unapologetically yourself, being loud and outspoken, and being proud of where you come from, essentially. Both my parents are. My dad's also one of those people that's like, he goes to Puerto Rico, and every time he leaves Puerto Rico, he leaves with like 17 million of like those triple frame like Puerto Rico artwork frames. I don't know how he finds room for those in his house, but he does somehow. Next question. What's your favorite dessert? I like a lot of desserts. I like a lot of sweets. My mom makes flan, and I love flan. Flan de queso, flan de vainilla, quesitos, love those. Y también pastelillo de guayaba, which are like baklava, but with guava in them instead. I don't know, like really thin flaky pastry, guava paste. I love anything with guava. I love getting the freaking Goya tins of guava, putting that shit on a Ritz cracker with some cheddar cheese. A1. It's bronze up the face. Another thing is like low-key the like Caribbean solidarity. Where I grew up, there was a lot of Jamaicans and Haitians that I grew up with and went to school with. And so there's like a very common like cultural semblance between all of us. A lot of my friends growing up were pretty much Dominicans and Haitians. But there's a really cool solidarity when like you're Caribbean, you have a lot of the same history, because you know, we were all colonized at some point. Hitting up my face with a little bit of Fuego Flush from the cream blushes. What Puerto Rican shit you got in your house? I have a whole photo album of like pictures and whatnot of like my family, my time in Puerto Rico and whatnot with my family. I have this, which is kind of one of those things where, like, again, my dad loves buying artwork from Puerto Rico, and he has so many different frames and whatnot of like monuments and whatnot. This is, I think, El Morro in San Juan, and it's also my dad. Hi, Dad. But this is something I always keep with me everywhere I go. When I had internships, this would always be on my desk. And then I worked for Starbucks for many years, did a lot of really amazing things with the company. But one of the coolest things I think the company did was about 4 years ago, they launched a Puerto Rican coffee. This is Puerto Rico Café Zumbador. Having this connection to the coffee itself, where I worked at, we roasted the coffee in facility, and therefore the burlap sack for this, the roasters gave to me. I got a few of them, so I gave one of them to my dad along with a couple bags of this. I think at one point I had 4 different bags of this in my apartment just to have, and all of them went bad, but I'm not getting rid of this. Hopefully this shows up on camera, but Fuego Flush in person, beautiful on tan skin. I don't know if you know this, but I actually did a whole feature on the Fenty stories right when these launched. Thanks, Fenty. And orange blushes on like tan to light deep skin is beautiful as a blush, and on deeper skins it looks beautiful as a highlight color. I actually like to take it up a little bit into this area underneath the eye as well. I feel like it really rounds out my cheek shape to give it a little bit more of an elevated look. One of my favorite K-pop stars, her name is Hwasa, and her cheekbone structure is everything I strive to have. Therefore, I try to create that synthetically with makeup on my face. And then I'm just taking my Fenty Brow MVP, hitting up my brows. The last question is favorite Puerto Rican music and dance. Going back to the whole like Caribbean wide solidarity thing, listened to a lot of bachata and merengue growing up, so I definitely dance that. I listen to a lot of Puerto Rican music, well, Latino music, growing up and whatnot. La India, Jerry Rivera, Daddy Yankee, Ivy Queen, Tego Calderon. I think people like Jennifer Lopez, who like when it comes to J-Lo, it's weird because like, I mean, J-Lo, problematic things aside, she was important just because being from the island, kind of, having that like identity from the island, but being in the US, seeing someone very much like you, like yourself, in careers and roles that like you aspired to be in, you know, like J-Lo for a while there was like the biggest thing in so many like industry positions. Like she had her music career, her movie career, she had fumes and clothes and all this stuff. Like J-Lo was for a while like a super unstoppable force, and that was major for a kid like me. I'm gonna take the Diamond Bombs and Kilowatts and kind of add my standard Ramon Glow. It's just high-key smoky eye, and I've never actually done a smoky eye on myself, but does it look good? Yeah, it does. So yeah, if you're joining my channel as a result of the Hiram shout out, thank you again to him and to you for coming over and following and subscribing. If there's anything you would like to see on my channel, don't be afraid to let me know. Again, Fenty Friday is a given. Every Friday I'm gonna have some sort of Fenty related video on my channel, but throughout the week it's mainly a lot of skincare related content, just because I'm a biochemistry student about to start a cosmetic sciences degree in the fall, with my hopes of working as a cosmetic formulator in skincare or makeup in the future. So a lot of my stuff just deals about like teaching about ingredients and why they're important in formulations and whatnot, as well as the importance of sunscreen, which is something that's super important on Hiram's channel as well. So if there's anything you want to see on my channel, like don't be afraid to ask. I also love just like straight interacting in my comments, talking to you guys. I only have, well, let me rephrase that. As of this morning when I woke up, I only had 313 followers on YouTube, subscribers. That number is quickly growing, but I still love to connect with you guys. So don't be afraid to leave comments and chit chat it up. And then some other fun stuff about me. My favorite food is fried chicken. Running joke is that I can say fried chicken in at least 15 different languages. My favorite animal is a pug. And then final touches, this is a non-Fenty product, but this is from a Black-owned cosmetic brand. It's Melanin Babes, which I'll tag on the screen. This is her illuminating setting spray, which is hyper shine, hyper glitter. This will get in your hair, trust, but on the body, insane. This is everything I wish Body Lobby from Fenty would be. So yeah, remember, support Black-owned business, please. Better forget lip gloss. Perfect. And with that, thank you guys for watching. Again, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so that you know when I post my Fenty Fridays every Friday, as well as all of my skincare and sunscreen related content the rest of the week. And again, leave your recommendations, your channel requests in the comments down below. I will check them and I will respond, and more than likely hit the little heart icon. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.